Hi, welcome to my van. I'm gonna try to, well, maybe I'll give you a look around first. When I have a look around, this is my workstation, which is, see if I can move this thing. My friend Katie lent it to me, and I'm finally using this, Katie. See how successful I am. So, this is my couch and my little coffee table, which has my glasses and my iced tea and my hummus and my computer and my notes on Notan, which is the section we're working on. I'm going to do a little iPad demo here, and my wheat thins, which were basically my dinner. My hummus and wheat thins. You see the rest of my van back there? My kitchen, my bedroom, my bathroom. It's all right here. So, okay, I'm gonna do some stuff down here.
I have 6 simple boxes here, and we're just going to do a couple of small thumbnails to just to illustrate what a good notan is and is not in reference to a painting. There is such a thing called the power of thirds, and the power of thirds would divide your canvas in this way. One of the things that you want to be careful of is that when you design something and compose something, that your focal point doesn't wind up right in that middle box somewhere. So for example, if we were painting sailboats, the sailboats, you know, your main focal point, your main piece of interest might be over in this neighborhood instead of being in the middle of the canvas like that. So that's something to keep in mind. That'll come up over and over and over again when you're composing, and you can overlay that third, that grid over whatever it is you're putting together, and see if you're holding true to that power of thirds. It's very effective. So let's start. Let's start by showing you a couple of things here. Okay, in our first box, we have a very equal design here. This is kind of like the yin and yang, which is beautiful. It's perfectly balanced, but as far as a painting goes, it's kind of boring. So if we move into the next one and we divide that into thirds, it's still kind of boring. We see that sometimes. For example, let's pretend that this is a landscape painting that we're working on, and we have our foreground and our midground and our sky, 3 equal spaces. That's kind of boring. It would be more interesting if we have foreground, maybe some mountains off in the distance, and then our big bright sky. These areas are broken up a little bit. They're not equally spaced. So we have our third in here, which we have decided is kind of boring. So we want something a little bit more interesting. So on this one, let's come across the bottom, maybe mix it up just a little bit. This doesn't have to be anything in particular. It can be abstract. Let's just play around a little bit. This is a little bit more interesting than the first two because it has a variety of shape and line. Let's go into the next one, and let's pretend we're actually creating a little landscape here. So let's see, we have one of these beautiful trees. It's got some very elegant branches that sort of lean out. These trees like they make in California that get all windblown. They're tipped over to one side. I forget what that tree is called, but it is incredibly beautiful. I find them fascinating. Let's say that our tree does something like that. Maybe there's a body of water up front that is reflecting some light, creating a little interest. So that, as far as a notan, is a little more interesting. There might be something along the background. Let's go into this next one and make the scene more filled with dark masses than light masses, just for a little variety. Let's do a line of trees, being careful to sort of mix up that line so it's not all the same shape. Things are varied. Maybe there's lots of shadow. Maybe there's some mountain in the background. Gotta love mountains. This is a little 3 equal shapes. See this shape, this shape, this shape, 3 equal shapes right now. Let's mix that up a little bit. That's a little more interesting. This piece is predominantly a darker Notan than a light Notan. Let's go into this last one and do a some sort of figurative face. Let's pull an abstracted face out here, just to play around a little bit. Let's say that's his nose. We got some lips. Let's make him a happy guy. Oh, it doesn't look very happy. It looks a little crazy. That's all right too. We're just going for an interesting shapes here. Let's give him a little bit of hair, shall we? Maybe an earring. And a chin. And a neck. It's just kind of a fun little shape because we're playing around right now. I kind of like that, but he does not look happy. Let's see if we could do something about that. Let's suppose, here we go. And maybe if we make this eye a little less beady. All right, that'll do. It's if you use this power of thirds that we had talked about in any of these pieces, the main focal point is not directly in the center. This one comes pretty close, but it's not directly in the center. It's off to this side a little bit. This is not centered, and this fella's not centered. He's off to the right. So that's something to keep in mind when we go out and do our thumbnails. We're going to walk out into the neighborhood later, and we're going to do some neighborhood Notans, see what we come up with.